Mia had spent years thinking about what could be in the old suitcase in the childhood closet. But what she did not expect was that she was only set to find out the truth after her parents passed. And this discovery would be very much against her parents' wishes. But they had no way to stop their daughter now. But when Mia finally got a look inside, she quickly understood why her parents had wanted her to stay far away from the suitcase. Mia threw the suitcase away from her in shock. She could not believe what her eyes were telling her. Her parents had warned her so sternly about not opening the suitcase and just destroying it. But she had not listened. She simply was not able to. Her curiosity was too great, and now she would never be able to unsee the secrets of the suitcase. Mia just did not understand it. At first, she thought that she might have been wrong about what she saw. But a second take of the inside of the suitcase left little room for doubt. Mia could not make sense of it. Why? Why did her parents have this in the house for all those years? And why did it have to be kept in her closet? She quickly closed the suitcase and took it outside. Now that she knew the truth, there was no way back. She could not just throw the suitcase out anymore. She was going to have to get to the bottom of this. But what did Mia find in the suitcase? Why did it shock her so much, and what secrets did her parents keep from her all those years? Mia was still somewhat in disbelief due to the sudden passing of her parents. She knew that they were fairly old and had lived a rich and full life. But the sudden nature of their death meant that Mia found it difficult to have peace with it. That damned sickness had come up so fast and left her poor parents without a fighting chance. She had luckily been able to spend their final days with them and say their goodbyes, but it did not feel like enough. They spent those days mostly discussing the years they had all spent together and what was supposed to happen after their passion. And of course, the topic of inheritance came up in these conversations. Mia was an only child, and so she would get everything. Mia knew that she was not going to live in the house her parents left behind, and so it was going to be sold. Her parents helped her make a list of times that needed to be taken out and either sold or saved from the house. Then the rest could be thrown away or donated. And when making this list, Mia suddenly thought back to one particular item that had consumed so much of her thoughts when she was a young girl. In the back of her old closet, there had always been a locked, dusty suitcase. Mia was never allowed to open it up or take it out of the closet, and she was never told why either. So, with the suitcase on her mind, she decided to bring it up in these final conversations with her parents, and she immediately saw a reaction in them when she mentioned it. It was clear that they had forgotten about the suitcase altogether. Mia's parents were looking at each other in complete silence. There was clearly something going on here. Then her father spoke up with a weak but worried voice. He told Mia that whatever she did, she was not supposed to open up that suitcase. They begged her, as their dying wish, to just bring it to the garbage disposal and throw it away. The world, and especially she, would be better off without it. Mia was stunned by this revelation of her parents, and she did not quite know how to react. She wanted to move on from the topic for now so that she would have some time to process the request. But her parents were not willing to allow her this. They begged her to promise that she would destroy the suitcase and not look inside of it. Mia felt extremely pressured seeing the state her parents were in and simply felt like she did not have a choice. And so she promised that when she started clearing out the house, she would destroy the suitcase. She promised this, but deep in her heart, she knew that she really did not want to. She wanted to know what was in the suitcase. And of course, she attempted to ask her parents this question. But it was quickly made clear to her that they were not willing to tell her anything about it. They wanted it to remain a secret from Mia, even on her deathbed. And Mia wanted to respect this, but she simply could not. The final day she had with her parents, the suitcase was constantly on her mind, but Mia did not ask about it again. She said goodbye to her parents and ended up burying them together after they passed away, not even 24 after apart. It was a beautiful ceremony and a worthy goodbye. But now all the logistics had to be taken care of. Mainly clearing out the house and selling it plus anything valuable. Mia started the daunting task of sifting through her parents' belongings. Each item she touched seemed to whisper stories from the past, evoking vivid memories of her childhood. The old house, now silent, seemed to echo with the laughter and voices of days gone by. As she picked up each object, Mia felt a bittersweet mixture of nostalgia and loss. The memories, a tangible connection to the family she had so recently lost. As Mia rummaged through a dusty box, she found her parents' old family albums. The pages were filled with photographs, each capturing a moment frozen in time. She traced her fingers over the images, holidays, birthdays, simple everyday moments, and each photo brought a smile tinged with tears. These albums were a portal to happier times, a reminder of the love and joy that had filled their home. In a small drawer, Mia discovered her father's old watch, its hands forever stopped, and her mother's favorite book, its pages worn from years of reading. Holding these items, Mia felt a profound sense of connection to her parents. These weren't just objects. They were extensions of their lives, symbols of the moments and passions they had shared. In these items, Mia found a sense of closeness to her parents, a comfort in the tangible memories they left behind. Sorting through her parents' clothes was an overwhelming experience for Mia. Each article of clothing reminded her of a different aspect of their lives. Her father's gardening shirt, her mother's elegant dresses. The scent lingering on the fabric, the familiar textures, all reminded Mia of their absence in a profound and tangible way. The task was a constant reminder of the immense loss she had suffered, each item a testament to the void they left in her heart. As Mia concluded the first phase of sorting, she sat amidst the piles of belongings, reflecting on the physical reminders of her parents' lives. These objects, now in her care, were more than just material possessions. They were the legacy of her parents, each telling a story, each a piece of the puzzle that made up their lives. Mia understood that in these objects lay the impact her parents had made, not just on her, but on the world they had left behind. In the corner of the attic, covered in a thin layer of dust, the old suitcase stood as a silent sentinel, holding secrets of the past. Mia's gaze kept returning to it, a mix of fear and intrigue in her heart. It was as if the suitcase whispered to her, beckoning her to uncover the mysteries it held. The suitcase, a relic from a different time, seemed out of place among the other mundane items, its presence a stark reminder of the hidden chapter in her family's history. Despite the growing urge to delve into the suitcase's contents, Mia honored her parents' last request. She avoided the suitcase, but its presence in the room was like a magnet, drawing her thoughts back repeatedly. Each time she glanced at it, a battle waged within her. Curiosity pitted against respect for her parents' wishes. The struggle was a silent one, but it weighed heavily on Mia's heart. As Mia sorted through another box, her mind kept wandering back to the suitcase. What could be inside that was so important, yet so forbidden? Her imagination conjured up various possibilities: secret documents, forgotten heirlooms, or perhaps personal items too painful to revisit. The mystery of the suitcase tugged at her, a puzzle begging to be solved. Yet she remained steadfast in her promise. Mia found herself reaffirming her vow to her parents as she worked. She tried to focus on other tasks, but the suitcase loomed in her thoughts, an enigmatic piece of her family's puzzle. This unopened box symbolized her parents' trust in her, a trust Mia was determined to honor. Yet the unyielding grip of the unknown made it increasingly difficult to keep this promise. As another day of sorting came to an end, the pull towards the suitcase grew stronger. It challenged her resolve, its silent call becoming more insistent. With each item she packed away, the temptation to uncover the truth grew. Mia knew that opening the suitcase could change everything she thought she knew about her family. The lure of the unknown was potent, a siren song promising answers but also threatening to unravel the fabric of her family's carefully guarded legacy. In a tattered box, nestled under layers of old clothes, Mia found a trove of her parents' early documents and mementos. Faded photographs, yellowed letters, and small trinkets chronicled their early struggles and triumphs. Each item was a fragment of their journey, revealing a time before Mia, a time of youthful dreams and challenges. These remnants painted a picture of her parents' life, filled with hope, hard work, and the love that would eventually build the family she knew. As Mia sifted through these newfound treasures, she felt as though she was walking alongside her parents through their past. Old postcards, concert tickets, and love letters sketched a portrait of their life together, a life rich with experiences. These discoveries allowed Mia to see her parents not just as guardians, but as individuals with their own stories, dreams, and adventures. This newfound understanding brought her closer to them, bridging the gap between past and present. Mia came across a bundle of letters, their edges worn and writing faded. These letters, exchanged between her parents in their youth, hinted at untold stories and unshared experiences. There were references to events and people Mia had never heard about, moments of joy and challenge that had shaped her parents' lives. These letters were like windows into a hidden world, a world that had laid the foundation for the family they would become. Each item Mia discovered added a piece to the puzzle that was her parents' life. An old diary, a collection of recipes, a set of keys to an unknown lock. Every object seemed to hold a piece of the story Mia was so eager to understand. The more she found, the more she wanted to know, especially about the secret locked away in the suitcase. It was as if each discovery brought her one step closer to unveiling the mystery that her parents had so carefully guarded. Surrounded by her parents' possessions, Mia felt a deep connection to them. Through these objects, she grew to know them in a way she had never before. However, this newfound closeness also brought a sense of distance. She realized how much of their lives she hadn't known, how many stories had gone untold. This dichotomy made her feel both intimately connected and strangely distant, a paradox of knowing and not knowing. Mia discovered a collection of old letters tucked away in a forgotten corner of the attic. As she unfolded each letter, she found herself delving into the hidden chapters of her parents' lives. The words, written with love and longing, spoke of dreams, challenges, and moments long past. Each letter deepened the mystery, hinting at a complex tapestry of life that Mia had never known. Sifting through a box of old photographs, Mia uncovered unknown facets of her parents' lives. Pictures of them young, laughing, in places Mia had never seen, evoked a storm of emotions. She saw them in a different light, not just as her parents, but as individuals with a rich past. Each photograph was a portal to a time Mia had never experienced, filled with stories waiting to be told. Mia found herself holding relics from her parents' youth, concert tickets, old journals, and faded movie stubs. These items painted a vivid picture of a life she never knew they had. It was as if she was uncovering the layers of their lives, each item a piece of the puzzle that constituted their past, a past that was now coming alive in Mia's hands. Every letter and photograph Mia found added a chapter to the narrative of her parents' life. There was nostalgia in these discoveries, but also many unanswered questions. The stories they told were fragments of a larger tale, pieces of a life lived fully and passionately. Each discovery made Mia more curious, more eager to understand the full story of her parents' journey together. Mia spent the day immersed in her parents' photo albums. Each picture offered a window into their past, revealing moments of joy, love, and mystery. As she turned the pages, Mia felt as though she was traveling through time, witnessing the life her parents had lived before she was born. The albums were a treasure trove of memories, each photograph a story frozen in time. In the quiet of the old house, Mia felt the walls closing in, her grief becoming a tangible presence. The absence of her parents was overwhelming, each room echoing with memories and silence. This solitude deepened as she grappled with the secrets they left behind, a burden that seemed to grow heavier with each passing day. It was a loneliness that was profound, filled with questions and unshed tears. Mia found herself haunted by unanswered questions, especially about the mysterious suitcase. What could it contain that was so important for her parents to hide it, yet so dangerous that it should never be opened? This question consumed her thoughts, the enigma of the suitcase becoming a symbol of all she didn't know about her parents, a puzzle she was unsure she wanted to solve. As Mia sorted through her parents' belongings, she couldn't help but ponder their decision to keep certain aspects of their lives hidden. She felt torn between respecting their privacy and the frustration of being kept in the dark. Their choice to maintain these secrets left Mia with a complex legacy, one filled with as much mystery as love, as much uncertainty as fond memories. For Mia, the old suitcase had become more than an object. It was a symbol of the unknown, representing the hidden and unspoken aspects of her parents' lives. It stood as a silent guardian of secrets, a physical manifestation of the mysteries that surrounded her family's past. The longer it remained closed, the more it seemed to embody the unanswered questions and the untold stories of her parents. As the days passed, Mia's resolve to honor her parents' wish was increasingly tested. The suitcase and the secret it held called to her, challenging her promise. Should she open it and uncover the truth, or respect their final request and leave the past undisturbed? This dilemma weighed heavily on Mia, a constant tug-of-war between the need for answers and the respect for her parents' last wishes. Determined to understand more without breaking her promise, Mia reached out to relatives and her parents' old friends. She hoped these conversations might provide insight into her parents' lives and the mysterious suitcase. Each phone call and visit was a delicate dance of questions and reminiscences, Mia probing gently, trying to piece together the past from the memories of those who knew her parents well. Each conversation with her relatives added new pieces to the puzzle of her parents' lives. Stories of their youth, their love, their hardships, and their triumphs were shared. But despite these revelations, the complete picture of their lives, particularly the reason behind the suitcase, remained elusive. Every story seemed to lead to more questions rather than providing the clarity Mia so desperately sought. While Mia's relatives recounted numerous anecdotes and shared fond memories, none could shed light on the suitcase. It seemed to be a complete mystery to everyone else. This lack of information only served to deepen the mystery for Mia. It became increasingly clear that the secret of the suitcase was known only to her parents, a secret they had kept closely guarded from even their closest friends and family. As Mia continued her quest for answers, she found herself gathering more information about her parents' life. However, every new detail seemed to lead to more questions, especially concerning the suitcase. The fragments of their past she collected were like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle that didn't quite fit together, creating a picture that was still incomplete and confusing. Mia attempted to piece together her parents' past from the conversations she had, but the secret of the suitcase remained locked away. It stood as a silent enigma, holding the key to a part of her parents' lives that remained just out of reach. Despite her best efforts, the truth about the suitcase and what it contained continued to elude her, hidden behind a veil of time and secrecy. As Mia continued to unearth more about her parents' lives, a mix of betrayal and sadness welled up within her. She realized how much of their lives had remained hidden from her, creating a sense of estrangement. This understanding brought a deep sorrow, mourning not just their loss, but also the loss of truly knowing them. The sense of betrayal stemmed from the secrets they chose to keep, leaving Mia to grapple with these unknown aspects of their lives alone. Delving deeper into her parents' past, Mia began to accept that there were aspects of their lives she was never privy to. This realization brought a complex understanding of their human nature. They were not just her parents, but individuals with their own stories, fears, and secrets. This understanding, while difficult, brought a new dimension to Mia's memory of them, painting their lives in more nuanced and intricate strokes. With the impending sale of the house, Mia stood at an emotional crossroads. Torn between respecting her parents' final wishes and her own deep need for closure, she felt an internal struggle. The suitcase symbolized this conflict, a physical representation of the choice she faced: to delve into the unknown or to let the past rest undisturbed, preserving the memory of her parents as she had always known them. The suitcase, once just an object of curiosity, had become a potent symbol of Mia's internal struggle. It represented the dichotomy between loyalty to her parents' wishes and her pursuit of the truth. The suitcase was a gateway to understanding, but also a barrier to preserving the sanctity of her parents' chosen secrets. Its presence was a constant reminder of the decision that lay ahead, weighing heavily on her conscience. As the final clearing of the house approached, Mia found herself grappling with a pivotal decision. The choice to open the suitcase and potentially unearth its hidden truths was more pressing than ever. The mystery of its contents called to her, yet so did the promise she had made. The decision, fraught with emotional implications, represented more than just the act of opening a lock. It symbolized Mia's journey towards understanding her parents' legacy and defining her relationship with their memory. With trembling hands, Mia finally decided to confront the past. She opened the suitcase, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and anticipation. The decision to break the promise to her parents weighed heavily on her, but the need to know the truth was overwhelming. As the latch clicked open, a sense of finality enveloped her, knowing that whatever lay inside could change her understanding of her family forever. Inside the suitcase, Mia found a small, delicately crafted coffin. The realization of its significance dawned on her slowly, a wave of emotions flooding her as she understood what she was seeing. This was no ordinary item. It was a profound and deeply personal family secret, kept hidden for years. The presence of the coffin in such an everyday item like a suitcase spoke volumes about the complexity and depth of her parents' hidden lives. Mia learned the heart-wrenching truth. She had a twin who did not survive. This revelation hit her like a tidal wave. The knowledge that she had begun life as part of a pair was overwhelming. Her parents had carried this silent grief throughout their lives, a secret burden of loss and unspoken sorrow. Mia felt a profound sadness, both for the sibling she never knew and for her parents who had borne this pain in silence. Understanding the depth of her parents' pain, Mia felt a surge of empathy. The secret of the lost twin explained so much of the unspoken sadness she had sometimes seen in her parents. They had chosen to bear this grief privately, preserving the memory of the child they lost in their own way. Mia's heart ached for them, realizing the immense love and pain that had been hidden behind their everyday facades. Confronted with the revelation of her twin, Mia felt a deep connection to the sibling she never had the chance to know. This discovery added a new layer to her understanding of her family, a poignant realization of the complexities of her parents' emotional lives. She grappled with this new reality, feeling a bond with her twin and a profound respect for the way her parents had cherished and remembered their lost child. Mia sat quietly, mourning the sibling she never knew, feeling an inexplicable bond and a profound sense of loss. This twin, a part of her, yet a stranger, occupied her thoughts. She grieved not only for the loss of what could have been, but also for the years of not knowing, for the absence of a connection that might have shaped her life differently. In the quiet moments of reflection, Mia began to understand her parents' decision to keep this secret. She saw the depth of their love and pain in a new light. Their choice to silently bear the loss of a child spoke volumes of their protective love for Mia. This realization brought a mix of sorrow and appreciation for the complex emotions they must have navigated throughout their lives. Mia grappled with a whirlwind of emotions as she processed the reality of her twin. The shock of the discovery was interwoven with a deep sorrow. A grieving for someone she never knew yet felt intimately connected to. This emotional reckoning was a journey through uncharted territories of her heart, a path that led to both pain and understanding. Feeling a newfound bond with her twin, Mia was determined to ensure they were remembered and honored. She planned a tribute, a way to symbolically connect with the sibling she never had the chance to meet. This decision brought Mia a sense of peace, as if by acknowledging and honoring her twin, she was completing a part of her own identity. Mia made arrangements for her twin's remains to be buried alongside her parents. This act of bringing them together was deeply symbolic, a final goodbye that united her family. In this moment, Mia felt a solemn sense of completion, a closing of a chapter that had remained unknowingly open. It was a farewell filled with love, respect, and a deep connection to her family's legacy. Mia stood at her family's gravesite, the final resting place where she had united her parents with their long-lost child. This solemn act brought her a deep sense of comfort. Surrounded by the quiet peace of the cemetery, Mia felt the bond of her family's love, a legacy that transcended the boundaries of life and death, connecting them eternally in this sacred space. As Mia reflected at the gravesite, she began her journey of healing. Embracing the complex legacy her family had left behind, she found strength in their memory. The process of uncovering their secrets, understanding their pains and joys, had brought Mia to a place of acceptance. In remembering her family, with all their imperfections and love, Mia found a path towards inner peace and healing. Mia contemplated her journey. From the moment she discovered the suitcase to the emotional revelation of her twin, the path had been strewn with surprises, pain, and eventually, understanding. As she looked back, Mia recognized how each discovery had shaped her, changing her perception of her family and herself. This journey, though fraught with emotional challenges, had brought a deeper understanding of her parents' lives and her own identity. In the quietude of her thoughts, Mia reflected on the power of secrets. She understood why her parents chose to keep their loss hidden, a decision made from a place of love and protection. This understanding brought her a sense of peace, as she reconciled with the reasons behind their silence. The secrets, once a source of pain, now became a testament to her parents' enduring love and strength. As Mia walked away from the gravesite, she felt a profound sense of closure and peace. She was ready to move forward, carrying the memory of her family with her. This journey of discovery had not only unveiled the truths of the past, but also cleared a path for her future. With a heart full of love and remembrance, Mia stepped into the next chapter of her life, forever cherishing the legacy her family had left behind.